Kentucky Sports Radio, now joined on the phone early with our man, Nerlens Noel, soon to be a top draft pick and former, well, I hate to say former, but I guess he is a former Cat. Nerlens, how you doing, my man?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Nerlens, first of all, congratulations on the decision to enter the NBA draft. Talk to me about what made you decide to go ahead and put your name in.
It was just a really tough decision, just leaving Big Blue Nation. I talked it over with my family, and we felt the injury wasn't that significant to this decision. I was well ahead of schedule with my physical therapy, so I felt I made the best decision for me and my future.
How is the physical therapy going? What do they have you doing, and do you feel like you're recovering well?
Yeah, I feel like I'm recovering real well. I'm feeling better every day, and they're just really pushing me hard in physical therapy, and I'm definitely building a great mindset of really that's going to help me come back from this stronger.
Well, I think everybody agrees that you'll do that. Now, I want to go back to your time at UK. I remember the first time I interviewed you. It was right after you had committed. It was on a Skype on an old TV show that we did, and you were excited about coming. You talked about how you couldn't wait to get to Lexington and see what Kentucky and the Big Blue Nation was about. Was it what you expected, or was it even crazier than you thought before you came?
Yeah, it was even crazier than I expected. The Big Blue Nation fans are the most passionate fans in the world, and that's something you got to be really appreciative about. And I love them to death, and I just love playing here. Every night out, I did my best to leave it on the floor for these fans, and I know that so passionate for their basketball. So you got to really bring it every night. Give these fans what they want on the basketball court.
Interacting with fans is a big part of playing here. And I know, Nerlens, you got to have a funny story of something that happened when you were here, some interaction with fans. We've had players over the years tell us that people would ask them to sign their babies or to do all kinds of crazy stuff. You have to have something where some fan, you've had something odd happen. Am I right?
Yeah.
Well, give me an example.
This isn't too long ago. I think about a month and a half ago. I was actually in the food court at the mall, and I think she was about 14 years old. She came up to me, and I think she had her arm amputated, and she had like a nub. So she came up to me and asked me. She was a real nice girl, laughing and smiling, and she just came up to me and asked me if I could touch her nub. So I was a little hesitant at first, but
that's part of it. People want to have some connection to you. And, you mentioned at the food court at the mall. I can't imagine what it's like to be your height with that hair and be a UK player. Do you ever get sort of like, gosh, this is overwhelming, or do you really enjoy it?
It gets overwhelming at times, but you just think about how good these fans are and how much you want to give back to them and just really give them a great experience, because it's not every day they're going to see you, so you just want to leave them with a smile on their face and just making sure they if you can make their day in any possible way that you do that.
All right, so now we're headed to the next level, and we watched during the season before your injury just how much you were improving. You could really see it game by game. I think your best game, from my perspective, was the Ole Miss game. Did you feel yourself improving, and do you think the coaches here were a big part of that?
Yeah, the coaches were definitely a big part of that. Every day in practice, they pushed me to continue, and even in that stretch of the season, they really wanted me to really take that leadership role and just really help my team and do what I could to help us win. And I felt I was getting a lot better throughout the season. And I credit a lot of that to the coaches, because they never settled with me being anything less than I could have been. They wanted me to reach my potential and just keep pushing me as hard as I could.
If you were talking to recruits, I know the kid Andrew Wiggins is still deciding. There'll be guys in years in the future. Explain why they, if you were to talk to them, why they should come to Kentucky. What is it that makes this the right place for elite kids like yourself?
I feel this is the right place because Kentucky not only prepares you on the basketball court, but definitely off the basketball court. I mean, just being around Lexington, it really gives you a humbling experience. Just making sure you stay focused. And Coach Kyle, I mean, there isn't a better coach, especially with like life skills. He doesn't really just teach us everything on the basketball court, but he teaches everything off the basketball court, how to be a good person in the community, and just really being thankful for what you have. And I mean, that's what I really was thankful for having Coach Kyle for. He really made me such a good person, and just realizing there's a lot more to life than just basketball.
You know, when you went down again on the injury against Florida, what was that like? I mean, after it happened, and then watching the team, you know, have to struggle a little bit when you went down. I assume that had to be pretty tough.
Yeah, it was real tough. But I mean, I talked to them guys. I mean, I told them, I mean, it's going to be tough from here on. But I mean, as long as they step on that court and put everything they have, I mean, that's all you could really ask for. And I mean, they played hard, and I mean, I love them guys to death. And no matter what the outcome was, they're still my brothers, and it was all good in the end.
Talk to me about your excitement. I mean, I know probably since you were a little kid, you've been waiting for the NBA draft, and here comes the potential. A lot of people think you're still going to be the first pick. If you're not the first pick, you'll be very soon after. That's got to be really exciting. I mean, your dream is about to come true. What is that like?
I mean, it's just surreal. I mean, just knowing that it's time, and just the time is coming for the NBA draft and all this, and I mean, it still hasn't even hit me yet that I'm about to be a part of the NBA, and I mean, I'm just taking it step by step, and just, I mean, really staying focused with this rehab, so I mean, I could come back and be a great player and just contribute to a winning team.
Do you know, the draft lottery will happen here in a few weeks, and you know, as the projected top pick, you're going to be sort of like Anthony was and John Wall was, that where those balls drop is going to be potentially where you go. Are you nervous about that, or are you just like, hey, just get me in the league, I don't care where I go?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but either way, I just want to go to a team and just contribute to a winning effort, and it doesn't matter where I go. I'm just going to bring a good attitude and a good work ethic to contribute to a winning team, and I mean, it doesn't matter where I go. I just want to play ball.
Well, now you're doing some traveling around the state. You're going to be signing autographs. From what I understand, you've got two things scheduled. One of them's here in Lexington. You'll be on Saturday at Lexington Sport Cards from 6 to 7:30, I believe is correct, signing autographs. And I know you're going to get a huge crowd there. But then I'm also interested, Nerlens, you're going tomorrow to Hillbilly Days. Now, I've been to Hillbilly Days in Pikeville. I took Ramel Bradley and Joe Crawford there about 5 years ago, two former UK players. And Nerlens, do you know what you're in for at Hillbilly Days? Has anybody explained it to you?
Not too much. I mean, I've heard a little bit about it. I heard they have a great showing of over 100,000 people. But I mean, it's a big Blue Nation. I expect to see that many people.
Yeah, you'll get a big showing, but they dress up, Nerlens. They put on like overalls, and they like carry muskets, and they put on like coonskin hats, and they walk around. And I have to tell you, it is an experience that you'll never forget. From a guy from where you're from to there. I hope you're excited for it, and I know you're going to get a big turnout.
Yeah, I definitely have to get me some overalls.
If they have them in your size, I hope they do. Hey, before we let you go, and I appreciate you taking the time to do this, I know you're from up in the area where it's been in the news a lot recently. What was it like watching what happened in the Boston Marathon on Monday, and, you know, from your area? What was that like to watch and see?
Yeah, it was real tragic just to see that. And, just growing up in the city of Boston, having it raised me, and I mean, I was just watching it all day on TV, just trying to get the updates, and it was just a really saddening time for me. I mean, that was the same day I declared it, and I mean, I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, I was just trying to send my prayers out to everybody that was affected by it, and I mean, it was just a real sad time for me, and I mean, I just definitely sent my prayers out, because it was really how sad that happened.
Well, I do want to say this to you. I've known you since you got here, and you've always been nice to us. But I've said this to you privately. I do want to say it publicly. There's been a lot of players that have come through this school, and a lot of them have a lot of talent. A lot of them do a lot of good stuff. But I don't think I've ever seen a player who's given more of himself in charitable work to kids, to groups that get no publicity on their own with no cameras, no anything. I'm not sure that I've ever seen a kid who in his year has given back to this city and this area more than you have. That's why, from my perspective, you're always going to be one of my favorites that ever wore the uniform, and I really do wish you luck. You're a great young man, and I know things are going to be wonderful for you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Nerlens. Good luck to you. Nerlens Noel.